Wandering into the woods alone at night is unsettling enough. But what if you come face to face with something you were never meant to see? Tonight, we're counting down 6 of the most disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera. These eerie moments will make you think twice before ever setting foot in the forest alone again. Meet Dan, the adventurer behind the YouTube channel Sort of Interesting. He's known for his outdoor escapades, pushing his limits in the wild. But on this night, in the heart of some secluded woodland, he was seeking solitude, a test of his resilience against the elements and the quiet darkness of nature. Little did he know, this quest for peace would soon morph into a nerve-wracking ordeal. The video opens with Dan stepping into the woods as night descends on the 21st of February, 2025. Rain already falling, a heavy pack on his shoulders.
It's rained already today, everything's soaking on the ground. It's forecast 50% chance of rain for every hour until 9 AM tomorrow. My shoes are literally falling apart around my feet, and I couldn't set out until after it had got dark. This sounds like the recipe of a fantastic first ever solo wild camp. I'm Dan Brown, and let's just go and enjoy some nice, peaceful, calm time in the hills.
From the start, the atmosphere feels unsettling. Darkness looms, broken only by the rain and Dan's steady footsteps. He searched for a place to cook, unaware that his solitude is about to be disturbed.
Also, the fact I'm using much dimmer lights is starting to make me think I'm sure I can hear stuff and see little flashes and that. I'm sure I can't, but I can't be sure in here where I need to be. So yeah, quick backpack rest. Dim lights only now. I was just shining the torch round on full beam, showing like the woods to the camera. Some car somewhere on a road up there stopped, and I swear a torch shone into the trees, obviously from well above my head, but it's just spooked me a bit. Oh man, my heart is going. I swear the car that I just mentioned pulled up and somebody's got out. I don't know if it's just coincidence. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I am really, oh my goodness me. I know. This isn't fun, this. I am so stupid. I am the stupidest person I don't know if you can see that they are literally scanning up.
As Dan looks for a spot to cook, he realizes he's not alone. Headlights flash through the trees, a car where there shouldn't be one. Then, a torch beam cuts through the darkness, someone watching from the shadows. A deep fear grips him, the unsettling sense of being seen, singled out. His peaceful solo camping trip has turned into a tense game of unseen eyes and growing paranoia.
I don't know what to do. I'm literally crouched. I'm sat on the ground. Right, put the camera off.
The car incident leaves Dan on edge, his senses sharp and alert. The unsettling feeling of being watched grows stronger. The darkness around him seems to conceal more than just trees. As he ventures deeper into the forest, far from the distant glow of car headlights, he searches for the perfect place to cook. Finally, he finds an ideal spot to prepare a quick meal and regain his composure. But distant sounds punctuate the night, each one a potential threat, keeping him wired, alert. The peace of the meal shattered by the surrounding anxiety.
There's no way, given that this is the mist and the fog conditions, there's no way I'm going to make it to where I wanted to pitch up.
The video then cuts to a scene where Dan showcases the misty fog-covered surroundings. As if the unseen watchers weren't enough, nature itself turns against him. A thick fog rolls in, shrouding the forest in an eerie veil. What was once just an inconvenience now feels like a growing threat, adding another layer of danger. and depending Dan's isolation. Hence, he decides to change a previous decision he had made.
With very changeable and worsening weather conditions and my inability to calm my mind fully, especially after hearing the quad bikes, that did give me a slight concern that somebody could come up there on the hilltop with ease and see me lit up like an easy target all alone on a stormy hilltop. And so, yeah, I thought, if this isn't going to be fun, I don't want to just be lying awake in fear on my own on a hilltop for 7 hours. And like you say, just a little bit too much of a public place.
This was the moment Dan decided to pack up and head back to the car, prompted by the changing weather conditions. He concludes the video with how terrified he felt upon hearing distant noises, footsteps and voices coming and again. Certain that he couldn't spend the night alone, he knew that he had made the right choice to leave.
I've got probably 6 to 7 miles to walk back. What's happened in the last sort of 20 minutes, I've heard voices, thought I heard quad bikes or dirt bikes, something like that. Heard a shout. I thought perhaps I didn't hear the shout at first, but I've just been hearing a car alarm go off in the distance, and I'm just wondering if there is any mischief afoot, because I saw a thing on Facebook about there being some trouble going around the area, and if people have parked up on the back lanes and stuff, I don't...
Afterward, Dan thinks about his failed trip. It wasn't the weather or the hard journey that made him leave. It was the feeling of something unseen, something hiding in the shadows. He learns from the experience the importance of moving quietly and leaving fewer traces in the wild. But most of all, he realizes the biggest lesson, knowing when to trust his instincts, especially when the forest seems to be warning him to leave. The wilderness can be unpredictable, and sometimes the most terrifying encounters are not with creatures of the night, but with the unsettling feeling of the unknown. Luke from Outdoor Boys has conquered some of the harshest terrains the world has to offer. From rugged mountains to desolate forests, he's made a name for himself by pushing the limits of survival. But nothing could have prepared him for what he faced in this video. Isolated deep within the frozen wilds of Alaska, a brutal blizzard began to close in. With temperatures plummeting and visibility fading fast, this would become one of his most harrowing experiences to date. One that would test not just his skills, but his will to make it out alive. He pitched his camp deep within a remote stretch of forest, where the snow-covered trees stood like silent sentinels. Isolated and far from civilization, the stillness of the woods felt almost too quiet, like something was watching just beyond the tree line. Armed with only a hot tent, a small stove, and the gear on his back, he carved out a flat patch in the frozen earth. The cold bit at his fingers as he gathered brittle, frozen firewood, each crack of a branch echoing through the trees like a warning. He worked fast to spark a fire, knowing that in this kind of wilderness, warmth isn't just comfort, it's survival.
It is wet and cold, so we're going to put it around the stove to dry it out before we throw it in. I'm going to string up a little clothesline to start drying my gloves out. I brought a little luxury item here. Melting snow is such a pain. It'll probably take me 45 minutes to get this snow melted and up to a boil. All right, we got the water boiling. Time to make some food. We got some beef bouillon cubes, a little bit of salt. I got these little lamb T-bones here, and they're already seasoned. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the bone out, cut off the grizzle, put that in the pot first. I'm gonna have some herbal tea here.
As night settled over the frozen forest, he brewed herbal tea and seared lamb T-bones over the crackling fire. Fuel for the long night ahead. He'd need every ounce of strength. At first, everything was eerily still, but as midnight crept in, the storm struck without mercy. Wind howled through the trees like something alive, and snow hammered the tent in relentless waves. By morning, the world outside had transformed. The trail was buried, visibility nearly gone, and the forest felt different, hostile. With snowshoes strapped tight, he stepped into the blinding white, forcing his way through the storm.
And so I'm going to hit the sack, and we're going to see what this blizzard brings, because I can hear it snowing really hard right now. We'll see what we got in the morning.
I think it's time to get up.
What a beautiful campsite. This right here is Prince William Sound, one of the most gorgeous parts of Alaska. And this forest here is actually rainforest. They get something like 200 inches of rain every year here. This is one of my favorite places in Alaska. But this storm is getting worse. I think I better get my snowshoes on and get out of here.
The storm didn't let up. When he finally reached his car, it was buried in snow, and the roads were frozen solid.
I'm almost to the car. Hopefully I can get it out of the snowdrift. Well, there you go. That's not too buried. I can get that out.
Along the way, he came across another stranded soul, stuck and desperate. Without hesitation, he stopped to help. But getting home was far from easy. The storm had swallowed the road whole. Every few feet, he was forced to stop, shovel through rising snowdrifts, and carve out a path using nothing but a small red shovel. It was his only guide through the blinding white, a flicker of red in a world of ice and silence.
I put the shovel in the snowdrift so I can know where it is. Oh, that was some sketchy stuff. There was just the smallest window through that snowdrift. I had to go and run about 50 feet in front of the car and put my red shovel in the snow, and I'd use that as a target to aim for the path. And I'd get there and I'd run back and go another 50 feet. And if you got off 6 inches to either side, you were done. But by doing that, me and everybody that was behind me was able to get through the snowdrifts.
In the end, Luke made it out, frozen to the bone, utterly exhausted, but alive. The storm could have buried him out there, just another lost soul swallowed by the Alaskan wild. But it was his grit, his skill, and sheer willpower that carried him through. He escaped, but only just. On the 15th July, 2022, a YouTube channel known as The Abandoned Camper uploaded a video of her stealth camping in an abandoned cemetery from the 1800s. Things started off quite normal as she found a clearing hidden in the thick foliage and began unpacking her camping gear. After setting up camp, she decided to explore the cemetery to pass the time until nightfall. That's when things started to take a strange turn. As she was filming the gravestones, she began to hear what sounded like a bunch of kids screaming. she assumed she was alone in the cemetery. However, she could not have been more wrong. As she was going back to her camp, she saw a group of kids in the distance who likely knew about her presence.
If you can't tell, it's pretty dark here right now, but there are kids here, like young kids in the cemetery. And I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night and kind of party in the forest or something? That dog kind of ruined it. Not ruined it, I shouldn't say that. The dog barking, I didn't want to disturb anybody, especially since I'm not supposed to be here. So I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning. And because there seems to be still a lot of stuff here. See? Hear them? I think they know I'm here. That's not good.
At this point, she was pretty certain that the kids knew about her and was just messing with her. However, she kept her camera rolling just in case and even made sure that she wasn't followed back to the campsite.
I'm gonna keep this recording. Just in case. But I'm also gonna stop and find out what they're doing, if they're actually watching me or not. Oh, I can see them. I just don't want them to see where I'm going. Okay. I think they're gone.
Once back at her stealth campsite, she started a small fire to cook her food. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a huge mistake, because shortly after starting the fire, she started hearing the sound of people talking and walking toward her in the forest.
Walking around back here. They don't have headlamps on, but like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of a forest, especially when it's dark out. So I might pack up and get out of here when I think the coast is...
It's unclear what the kids' intentions were, and we likely won't ever know, as she made the wise decision to avoid any risk by packing up her things and quickly leaving the cemetery, making sure to remain as quiet as possible. This next chilling clip comes from the YouTube channel Exploration Unknown, run by John, a seasoned urban explorer who's been venturing into the world's forgotten corners since 2016. From decaying hospitals to abandoned homes, John's seen it all. But in March of 2019, one exploration nearly became his last. Teaming up with fellow YouTuber Tim, the two set out to investigate a crumbling house with a grim backstory. Locals whispered that a woman once ended her life there, unable to bear the loss of her child. That alone would be enough to make most people turn back. But the real danger lurking inside wasn't supernatural. It was far more immediate. Moments after stepping inside, they realized the structure was falling apart around them.
You guys check out that fireplace.
If that falls, dude, I don't know what it's going to do to the rest of this house.
Yeah, I know, because that's a load-bearing wall out there.
That's going to be a lot of weight to hit this floor. I'm really nervous about that right there.
Yeah, and look at the ceiling.
Get out of here before that happens.
Floorboards groaned with every step. Large cracks lined the ceiling, and entire sections of the floor were missing altogether. They even pointed out a load-bearing wall near a fireplace that could collapse at any moment.
To chance it. What do you think, Tim? Think we talked about it?
It hasn't moved anymore.
Let's just stay away from that area.
Yes.
Let's go back here to the room where the wife You didn't fall through the floor, did you?
No, but it cracked a little.
Oh man, there's a crib in here. Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just fell through the floor. Ow, God.
You alright?
Oh,
We need to go.
we gotta.
The warning signs were everywhere, but they pressed on. Then came the moment everything almost went horribly wrong. As John made his way across the second floor, he felt the floor suddenly gave out beneath him. He didn't fall completely through, but came terrifying close. The wood cracked under his weight, and for a split second, it seemed like he might plunge straight into the basement only by shifting his weight at the last second. Did he avoid a serious fall? Shaken, the two explorers quickly made the decision to call off the rest of the exploration. Every step back to the exit was a reminder of how narrowly John had avoided a disaster. This next video comes from Gaz, an experienced outdoorsman, set off on another wild camping trip with his loyal dog Fendi. But what was meant to be a peaceful escape turned into something much darker.
Shall we have a sit down on the beach for a bit? Watch the fish. I'll tell you what I did spot on my way in as well. And it looks like an abandoned campsite. So we'll go have a look at that as well.
They began their journey near a quiet lake. On the way down, Gaz noticed an abandoned tent, something he planned to explore later. After a day of hiking, waterfalls, and peace in nature, Gaz and Fendi returned to camp.
Oh, she's there. What are you doing, mate? I'd be scared then. And here we are, home for night. Gorgeous, isn't it? And there she is. What do you think to me? New tent. Well, it's not a new tent, but I've dyed it. So it's a new tent to me. So put your night vision goggles back on so you can see me. And then we'll go find the Druid's altar. What are you doing? Oh yeah.
He made coffee, sat by the fire, but then the tranquility shattered. Strange noises echoed through the trees. A loud crash jolted Gaz. Something or someone was out there.
Go chill out for a bit. I'll have this and then we'll go for a walk. So impatient, isn't she? What was that? Did you hear that? Definitely sounded like a tree falling down from over there somewhere. I kept hearing stuff up behind me, and then big crash right over there, but I can't see up through trees. Predator.
At first,
He chalked it up to wildlife, but the unease lingered. As they pushed deeper through the trees, the darkness seemed to close in around them.
I can hear rustling over here, but I don't know if it's just my imagination playing tricks on me. Oh, this is a bit dodgy, isn't it? Be careful, mate. Oh, look at this.
That's when they came across it, A strange, man-made structure built entirely from stone. It wasn't just random rocks. Someone had taken time to build this. Moving further in, they finally reached the forgotten camp.
Hear tawny owls going off their heads down there. 3 of them. There it is over there. There it is, look, the tent. Hello? Hello? There's rubbish everywhere. Oh. Just looks like kids have been in here. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there you go. That answers it, doesn't it? Fendi, shit me pants then, mate. Oh, look, bong there and cream of tomato soup.
He crept toward the tent, finding scattered belongings, left behind as if someone had been squatting there, or worse.
Just heard someone splashing about down there. And they stop moving about and grunting, you muppet. It must be out.
Heading back to his own camp, he heard splashing in the distance. Then, eyes shine again. He froze. His headlamp flickered, and then it turned off.
Oh, my head torch seems to be running out of battery now. Watch, it'll dim in a minute. Keeps dimming. Great. That's all we need. Definitely just saw eye shine over there. Oh, fucking head torch. Oh, maybe it was a Wendigo.
In the shadows, he found a concrete structure. Then he saw it, an upside Bible with strange writing inside. The air grew colder, the woods darker.
Oh, do I dare even come in here? Holy Bible. That says the end there. Is it upside down? Why would it be upside down? Is Genesis the first passage of the Bible? I don't know. It's got some scribbling on there. Can't make out what it says. Mary Ann something or other. Eastwood, Todmorden, 1995. That's creepy, isn't it? Upside down Bible.
Was this a message? Gaz had seen enough. He returned to camp, shaken, unsure if he just brushed against the supernatural or something far more dangerous. Would you have stayed or made a run for it? Meet Wes, a 31-year-old YouTuber and the creator of Adventures with Wes, a channel dedicated to spine-chilling explorations of places most would never dare to enter. From shadowy forests to abandoned caves and long-forgotten tunnels, Wes takes his viewers deep into the unknown, capturing every eerie moment on camera. But on July 27th, 2020, one adventure stood out from the rest. This time, Wes wasn't alone. His close friend Andy joined him for what was supposed to be another routine exploration into a dense, isolated forest. Rumors spoke of hidden tunnels buried beneath the trees. But what they stumbled upon that day would leave them both shaken and questioning whether they had gone too far.
Welcome to Adventures with Wes. So there's nettles everywhere, sloppy mud everywhere. We're at the pipe. We're at the pipe now. So
guys, the pipe is just down this slope here. So where's
just down here, mate.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's go.
As the boys arrived at the forest, they made their way to the forgotten tunnels, ready to explore. But when they reached one of the tunnels, something unsettling caught their attention.
Something, bro. Can you smell that?
Yeah.
That stinks, bro.
Nasty.
Oh, nearly fell over there.
Nearly lost a foot in the water. Right.
Guys, I just nearly fell over right there.
Right, I don't think it's fair if I get you on video falling in the water, but
Fine,
should we
bro.
get it on anyway?
Get no views, bro.
It's fine, right, let's get him in. Him in the water.
Oh, bro, what's that smell?
Oh, it's rank.
Can you smell that?
Fucking hell.
Smells like a dead fish or something.
Fucking
Oh.
flies everywhere.
Guys, there's literally flies all over the place. I'm not surprised.
Are they not flying
bro.
hands? There's fucking loads of
I'm
them.
not surprised we're in a sewer pipe. But yeah, a freaking psychopath came out of this pipe.
Right,
No
yeah.
joke.
Chased you, didn't he?
Me and Danny was chased. He came out covered in blood, bro, with some crazy suit
Right, so
on.
if we get chased today,
Hello?
I don't know what's
Hello?
going to go down.
I swear to God, someone lives in that pipe, mate.
Nah, stinks too much, man. It's proper rotten, that.
Someone came out of that pipe and wanted to attack us.
I wish these flies would, buddy, go away, man.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh, bro, could you smell that? That stinks,
oh
bro.
nasty, man. Oh, fucking hell. Smells like someone's like fucking proper, like fucking
smells like-
shit.
Whoa! He fell over again.
Oh.
Andy mentioned a disturbing smell. Like rotten fish, the boys were confused, unsure where it was coming from. They brushed it off, not thinking much of it, and made their way to the tunnel, laughing and trying not to fall into the water.
Let me get the light on.
Whoa, man! Fucking hell, me foot's in the water! Oh, man!
In the pipe!
That stinks.
The boys made their way up to the sewer, noting that the smell was getting worse, and flies were fluttering around. They brushed it off, assuming the smell was just coming from the sewer. Laughing, they continued further, unaware that what they were about to find next would leave them
Oh,
horrified.
man, that was grim. Hey, we
Freaking body right now.
need to ring the
absolutely
police.
Crazy as anything.
need to ring the police.
What?
We need to ring the police.
Have you got a phone?
No, I've not got a phone.
Get
Have
my
you got
phone,
one?
bro, ring the police.
Where is it?
Once the boys were at a safe distance, they were overwhelmed by what they had just witnessed. They called out to each other, saying, "We need to call the police," and that's where the video cuts off. There has been no update since, leaving viewers questioning if it was all real. The boys' reactions and their mention of the smell made it seem genuine, but we may never know for sure. Staged or not, sometimes you'd better hope it is because finding out later than someone had been watching you the whole time is the kind of thing that haunts your mind for a long time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the chills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. But be careful, because sometimes the things we fear in stories have a way of finding us in real life. Sweet dreams, if you make it through the night.